Hello there, everybody, and welcome to a fine Saturday evening, or whatever happens to be in your time zone. I'm sector leader Cody. And I'm Cody. It looks like the mouse movement is still struggling here. I did update the software for my VTuber here, so as you can see, the tracking's gotten a little more sensitive. It actually tries to pick up on my blinks. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes it isn't. So we'll see how that goes. Also, it says it uses more CPU usage, so I might need to change to the old-fashioned tracker mode at some point, depending on how that looks. Congratulations on getting first key. Congratulations on getting second cake. Welcome on in to the both of you, and also welcome on in Omega, and anybody else who may have arrived here on a lurk. Good to see all of you. I did fix that little weird rank bug thing, which was happening for anybody whoever's on the second rank of the Sectoral Enforcement Squadron ranking system and is subbed, runs into that particular issue. So yeah, it doesn't affect everybody. Also, my mouth is barely moving, but my mouth is definitely moving, so that's something the tracking's not picking up on very well. Picks up on that. it picks up on it when I heavily exaggerate it, but when I'm talking, it might just be because it's having a hard time because the microphone that I use is sort of down here, so it can't pick up on my mouth movements as well. But I have to speak into a particular part of the microphone for it to pick up my voice with the most accuracy. There we go. With the most accuracy. But yeah, I noticed it's good. Every once in a while, you'll get that one eye blinks, the other eye doesn't. I can assure you the sectoral leader is not winking at you. The sectoral leader doesn't often wink to people. It's too obvious that there's an underlying message, and he's so used to being around scenarios where there could be an enemy just around the corner. Can't make obvious gestures like that. Krista, on the other hand, Krista winking is nothing new. That she's up to something. That's what that means for Krista. We are going to be playing some good old Outbrk today, and then we're actually going to check out Nukes as well, because Nukes actually went through a couple of pretty big updates. One of the pretty big updates has something to do with multiplayer. I don't think I really have any arrangements for multiplayer, but this is a good opportunity to test the solo play and see if anything may have gotten broken there. Because I know when it comes to multiplayer, different games take different approaches. For instance, when Fireworks Mania, when they started changing to their multiplayer stuff, my mouth is not moving at all. This is annoying, actually. Is there a way to... I think the mouth tracking is just not working very well. Apply lip sync based on web camera. I'm going to uncheck this since it's not tracking very well, and that should solve that issue. Good. And it's still picking up on my blinking and my motion with more accuracy. Awesome. Second of all, how much CPU is this actually using? I'm curious on that too. Now, Outbrk's going to be mostly focusing on the GPU, but I'm going to need a little bit of leeway with the CPU. Just in case GPU hits 95, 96, CPU is usually the failover for when there's not enough resources available on the GPU side of things. So I guess we'll see how well this performs together. I think the CPU while Outbrk was running was roughly 50-ish%. But also, I have a feeling Outbrk may have not even been using anything for CPU, so I guess we'll see what that really amounts up to. If it really is a case of Outbrk's just using the GPU resources, then the additional CPU usage here should not be very problematic. But I have a feeling we might run into an issue or two. And it's fine, because the new version of the software has more accurate tracking which uses additional resources, but it also has the old version of the tracking that I can switch to in the case of heavy usage. So there we go. Also, I just got used to trying to look at the camera more often to, keep eye contact with everybody else here. But now I find myself having to look over here, and it still thinks my eyes are looking onward for some reason. I don't know why. But looking over here does allow my face to actually look towards you. I was just getting used to that. Oh, I guess it always has been the case with my VTuber though, where I have to look off to the side here, just because my VTuber is at a little bit of an angle, which is intentional. I think it's a style choice. So yeah, there we have it. So yeah, we did make some small changes. Last stream we started CC, the closed captions, just in case anybody, I don't know, maybe somebody's listening without volume, or maybe someone's actually hard of hearing. It allows them to read the text with, I'd say, roughly an 80% accuracy. It does choose incorrect words from time to time, but for the most part, it should get enough words to get the point across, unless I'm speaking fast or maybe making some sort of noise, like after the third blue shell in a row in a Mario Kart race. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we're gonna get started with Outbrk. I think I already have Steam up. Either that or I didn't start up the Steam engine, so we're gonna... Oh, I didn't start up Steam. Okay. Let's just wait for Steam then. Wink. Wait. Wink. Wink. Okay, it doesn't... It's gotten used to me just blinking with both my eyes, so now it doesn't like winking. Wink. Oh, wink. 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 Sleepy bedtime. Alright. Having too much fun with this. Okay, we're just waiting for Steam to heat up so I can produce Steam. Oh boy, Star Wars. Sorry, ever since Disney got their hands on certain franchises, my interests have sort of ventured away from certain franchises because of that. Oh, there's another update for nukes. Okay, let me make sure I update it because it's probably patching issues that arose. So hopefully I can discover any other bugs that might be hiding around. Good to know. Udon's working hard on that game. Very much so. It is supposed to be coming out sometime next month here, so yep, definitely give that a check. Oh, MMORPG Tycoon 2 updated too. I still check in with that game every once in a while. Oh, it was actually over a month since they last updated that game. Well, I'm not going to bother with updating that one right away. That's not what we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing Outbrk, which hasn't updated. September 2nd was the last update. We already went over what they changed over there. Again, with this tracking, this tracking is not... It's not tracking my eyes very accurately here. Like, I'm not able to actually look right at everybody. It keeps my eyes off to the side here. Which, by the way, if you're talking to me in real life, that is my eye contact. I don't make eye contact with the people I'm talking with. Part of the autistic traits that I possess. So, Fergie, welcome on in. Same, yeah. Difficult. It's just difficult making eye contact with with people. Eye contact is overrated. It really is. I'm very curious on how Outbrk is going to perform with this, and there is very much a possibility I'm going to have to make some changes, but let's take a look. I'm launching it right now, and like usual, I'm not changing to the main screen yet because the resolution bug is going to happen. But once I get past that, we'll be good to go. Honestly, it's a minor inconvenience, and something that I've talked about for the past 4 or 5 streams now and have still not submitted. I really ought to tell them at some point. I really should. I should check the Steam. Oh, what's it called? When they were doing the hardware surveys, they give you the results, and that it's like, oh, this percentage of people have this kind of setup, stuff like that. Although I think my resolution settings were considered other or something like that. Or it used a combination of resolutions because it was multiple monitors, so that didn't really tell me much. Doesn't tell me whether I've got a setup that very few people use. There's probably not very many people who actually do use this. Well, you guys are going to like this daily contract that I see. Let me just get the graphics fixed up here. We're going to push that button. We're going to push that button. We're going to back out. We're going to enable the game audio. That's right. I actually remembered at the beginning for once. Oh my goodness. What a miracle. That's a pretty interesting contract we just got there. That's a spicy contract. And look how much it's worth. It's worth $8,500. You know, if we get a probe with over 300, guess what? We're probably also getting over that. So, essentially, our next probe with really good wins is going to be worth almost double with this. I like this one. Also, it is a pretty good challenge. We're going to have to get a good intercept on a good tornado in order to pull this one off. Oh, you know what? Even with this weird angle here, I can at least make it look like my character's looking at the game. Which, hey, I'm totally fine with that. The weird one blink thing does happen more often, though, when I'm looking at the camera and at the game here. So, I guess we'll see how that goes. Currently, CPU's locking in at 100%, so I'm... not sure about that. That's at 90 now. Okay. As long as it doesn't stay at 100 for too long. By the way, if you see 100% on Task Manager, there is a possibility it's actually like 110% or something like that, because Task Manager does not tell you the true percentage of your CPU. If you have Resource Monitor open, that'll tell you the actual percentage. Sometimes it goes a little over 100%. Yeah, just a slight degree of overclocking. Or at least that's what I found with my past 2 computers. There's this light degree of extra tasks that the CPU can handle. Now, I don't want to shoot it any like too far over that. Well, I mean, hardware limitations would probably prevent that anyways. Okay, so far we are 80% CPU and almost 80% GPU. That's a nice balance. Gonna result in the room heating up. I can tell you that. So, also if I zoom in once, I can go as far out of bounds as I want. So, if I really want to point out, this one already looks interesting. So, what direction do we have for this? It's going in just the direction I figured it was going in, actually. Like, right along the line here. So, I think our business is going to be roughly here-ish. We're going to get ourselves over there. The storm's moving at a modest speed, so we may as well get over there now. Around the corner here. Avoid the stop sign. One of the stop signs at that specific intersection is the one that slapped me without damaging my vehicle. Zoom, zoom. Yep. We're already at 121. We're blasting off. And thankfully, the road network here is not too terrible, so it should be where we want to be soon enough. Soon, trademark. My character is still going to lag from time to time, which, that's just a thing in Outbrk. I am pushing my resources to close to their limit. So far, though, I'm pretty alright with this performance. This is roughly the same performance that we were getting previously, which is telling me that Outbrk really isn't tapping into the CPU much. Which is, that's how I was hoping it would be. Still getting the weird blinking. The blinking's gonna be extra weird at times, I guess, when a character starts lagging. That means laggy blink. Well, the rotation doesn't appear to be developing where I want it to, but sort of hinting that the north side storm has a better chance. I guess when we get to the highway here, we'll have to choose which particular cell. Udon, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone so far. Welcome on in, everybody. Udon is in chat. We're going to be checking out nukes after the... We're going to be checking out nukes after we do some chases in Outbrk. And Udon is the individual behind that game. So, give Udon a follow. You get to see the game being developed live while you're over there. And you also get your own little robot by hanging out over there. A rough morning, but I'm recovering. Ooh, yeah, I heard that you were not feeling the best. Really unfortunate that these annoying illnesses that swing on by, taking everybody out. Like, are we sure we're gonna get a storm out of this? I'm not seeing a hook echo. I'm seeing a hook over here. We'll still go to the meetup point, but I have some doubts. Well, I'm glad you're recovering. Hopefully it'll be gone soon enough. Not soon trademark, but sooner than soon trademark. I always say soon trademark is like, well, those are the you know what? I guess that's just a placeholder that I use for a soon in which I do not know the time span of this soon. Which is probably why I use it a lot. I know it's a meme at this point, but it's like, that's how I treat it. It's like soon, but I don't know when that soon is. Thankfully, we don't need to do soon trademark for Metroid Prime 4 anymore. I'm really glad that has a release date. I'm very confused when they did the whole bike thing, but also, I am still like, why did they do that? Why? Just why? Okay, we're gonna pull like right off to the side here. And we're gonna find out that not much tornado related over here. Got some nice lightning strikes, some rain. Let me take a look here. The slight hook echo's still there. There is a bit of rotation. It looks a little more focused than it was previous frame. We got some rotation up here too, but I mean, look at it. It's that's the north side of the storm. That's the incorrect side of the storm. We still got some rotation going on here. We got another cell here, which might interfere or influence the position of any potential tornadoes. So I guess we'll see what happens there. So we're getting pulled into to one another. This hook might actually stay here. Oh yeah, by the way, the YouTube archives are, I'm actually doing a good job of keeping them up to date. So I'm trying to get into a schedule here of Wednesday streams will be available Thursday evening. Thursday streams will be available Friday evening. I don't upload streams on Saturday or Sunday because stream schedule on Saturday and I don't upload anything on Sundays. Sunday, that's a day everybody just chill. Everybody should just be chilling, doing their own thing on Sundays. What's that? Oh, nothing. Okay. Friday streams, Monday evening, and Saturday streams, the streams today, usually show up on Tuesday evenings. And sometimes I split them into multiple videos. Oh, hello, Fungal Cloud. How are you? Good to see you. Okay, we're going to travel north. That's a very clear north indication right there. We're not going to have much time to react, are we? We're playing a bit of a dangerous game here. It's coming down right now. We're going to go just north of this marker sign here, and we might have to place it down, like, right away. Honestly, this is going to be a bit of a gamble. That was not a good spot, was it? This is not moving fast. We might be able to take this down and move over to where I think it's going to go by. Sunday has been a dev day for a long time, but pretty much every day is. Oh, no. Oh, geez. Yeah, the crunch. I'm just gonna place the probe here and run. I'm not taking any further risks here. This is getting a little close. I'm not sure if we're gonna get anything here. I still feel like it's going to be a little further north. But we got a better chance here than we do with where we were before. Okay, we don't have to back up too much, really. Let's just see if we can at least get the edge here. Looks like it's going a lot faster than it was before. Yeah, we didn't get nothing. I had a feeling. Alright, let's pick it up. Look at this. Look at this lag. My goodness. Okay, so tornado on the move. It was north of us, so we picked up our probe here. Which, you know what? This location actually makes sense based off of the hook's location right now. So we're just going to take a look at what direction the hook's going in. I think this cone is actually pretty accurate on where it's going. We might encounter a little bit of an issue with parallel to the road. We got to go to the gas station we started from. We're going to try to do that quickly. I was already facing the way I wanted to go. I guess I'm just going to do a donut here. We're going back the way we came from. So yeah, don't mind my character not making the same kind of eye contact that I do in real life. It's the program that I run my VTuber through apparently got a update that gives my VTuber similar eye contact tendencies that I do. So all right, we got to follow our ropey friend over here. And we got to be careful in doing so. We're going to do our corner cut. So I can look over here, and yes, my face is looking, but the eyes are not. Of course, the game is over here, so you're going to see me actually looking more towards the game. That's just because of the angle I set my VTuber at. Oh, we might actually get an opportunity to get ahead of this tornado. We got to get ahead before it reaches this curve here, otherwise we're going to run into issues. So, yeah, let's hope we got enough speed going early enough here. This tornado's actually moving at a pretty decent speed. That was a down power line. Okay, we're getting ahead of it. We're not going to have the most generous time to intercept this. Looks like it's actually heading right for the gas station. While gas stations are considered a safe area, they do not protect you from tornadoes. If a tornado's heading over there, then you're not safe there. Get away from there. You could probably save an exit in the middle of a tornado, though. Which, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they disabled that in the future. They did disable tow into a gas station that's located in a tornado warning, so... That's because people were getting towed away into a tornado danger zone, and, yeah, that didn't produce very good results. Okay, we gotta go on the other road here, just due to the angle that I'm seeing here. Don't slap me, stop sign. Be nice. Is it gonna hit this hotel? Why? You know what this means, though? This means that I can set a probe here. Oh. Okay, but it's slowly changing a little more this way, so I'm gonna place it close to this. Looks like a trailer. By the way, tornadoes and trailers do not get along very well. Very good spot. I'm gonna place this. We're gonna give the tornado its privacy, and we should be able to make our fellow tornado here famous. I'm just gonna travel up here decently enough. Should be able to get a good intercept out of this one. And of course, we'll get more pictures too. Okay, we're gonna bring ourselves up here. There it goes. And there goes our probe, not getting anything. Are you kidding me? Is this supposed to be a joke? How is the probe just at the edge? It'll probably steered in my direction again. Nice try, tornado. I went well north of you. You were supposed to go towards the probe so we could get an accurate reading of your wind. Well, Trailer Home, you get to see another day because you didn't get hit directly by this. Not quite ready to report it again. Now, unfortunately, because of the direction this is going in, we got to go across the really bad road network. It's also going at a pretty good speed, so I might not even bother with that road. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go for this road here. The tornado has a little bit of an inconsistent path, so... Not sure. Not sure if we're going to be able to get a second intercept, but we're going to give it a shot. If we did go after... If we did try for the road on the other side of this feature over here, we probably wouldn't make it on time. This tornado's moving at a pretty decent speed. Also, yeah, my VTuber is like consistently lagging in this mode. So I guess there is enough of a difference that this is happening. Although, honestly, CPU's at 84%. There's still some CPU, so utilize that CPU. Outbrk doesn't really utilize much of the CPU. It's mostly on GPU. No, not the pole. Not the pole. That should have been vehicle damage, not damage to me, but alright. The pole did one of those, like, hand smacks on the back, like the, "How's it going, buddy?" One of those. Good old storm chasing Saturdays. The pole wanted a little tappy tappy. Yep. Hemlock, welcome on in. Good to see you. I hope you're having a lovely time zone so far. We're gonna encounter a problem trying to pursue this particular tornado. I think we're actually going to run into its path while we're getting near the intersection here. Also, it has now steered more northwards, which is really annoying. Continuing the long chain of tornadoes that, for some reason, are obsessed with turning towards the north. Why they do that? I don't know. I don't know why they all seem to do that. I guess we'll just blame the surface heating for the directions they keep going. That was a really good drift. You know what this means? This means we can't really intercept this tornado. So now it's going to a highway that's annoying to chase on. We might be able to go to Northern Dale and get something. I'm suspecting it's here right now. And what direction are we getting from here? Just off the gravel road here. I hope you're all having a lovely weekend so far. I can safely say weekend, because around the world it should still be weekend. Like, some people are on Sunday, and some people are on Saturday, so should still be on weekend at least. And hopefully that particular weekend is going well. Hopefully more good things are happening than bad. I know there's an illness going around. I know that's definitely smacking people around, but I'm really hoping it's not reaching high cake, tush cake. Consent. There's this really cool thing. It's called consent. Oh my goodness. It's accidentally gave myself a black eye, but other than that, I'm good. Aw, dang it. I don't even know how long black eyes take to heal. Like, I guess it really depends, but yeah, those can be pretty rough. And depending on the nature of them, they can freaking hurt for a while too. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait, what? Hold on. I'm confused with this polygon. Let's just take a look. Okay, so there is a tornado somewhere. I don't see it. It's somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh, if it's on that part of the hook, we're not going that far north. We're turning south here. Okay, so it looks like it's on, like, the southern part of the hook here. Which means we're not going to get a very good chase out of this. This road doesn't go far enough south. Or does it? We're going to take this part of the road. I think that's where it's heading. Unfortunately, this hook's a pretty decent size, so that means this tornado is going to be subject to change in direction more often than I'd really like it to. Where are you going from here? Right towards here. Oh, right. Thank you very much for changing your mind yet again. Here. We're going to place it here because this has a little bit of a better chance overall. And then we're going to run to the vehicle and we are going to back out of here. And we'll see if we can get another good chase out of it, or another good intercept out of this. I was seeing it slightly change directions twice while the probe was being placed down here, so that's going to be interesting, finding out where it actually ends up passing by. Close enough to the probe, we're getting a pickup value. $5,700, $6,000, $6,500, $6,800, $7,000. Let's not get too excited here. Also, I love how when the category changed, it did not set my VTuber again. My VTuber is supposed to move to the left automatically. I guess the conditional branch responsible for that is not running that correctly. Oh, hold on. Let's take a picture too. Okay, now we're going to pick up the probe. We got a really nice looking value there. I don't think that's 300 kilometers an hour. But that should be pretty decent. Okay. Let's see if we can get another intercept. I'm going to see what direction we're going in first. Nah, it's getting a little close to out of bounds, so I guess we'll see. So it's still on the lower part of the hook, judging by how close it was to the probe. So we're going to keep an eye on the lower part of the hook. It is very quickly moving towards the village over here. Now, it is moving mostly east, but it's got a little bit of a northward drift. So, yeah, it's not looking good for this village here. Let's just take the highway there. It goes, like, straight over there. It also might bring us straight into the tornado, so we'll have to keep an eye out ahead of us. I'm gonna have to test category changes to see if the conditional branch is working. That should tell me what part of the function is not running correctly. The avatar move function shouldn't have any issues right now. I recently patched it up with the tiny stuff. So, well, of course it's gonna work properly. I just gave it the command to move my character to the left and it worked, so it is working properly. Oh yeah, it's already passing this road here, so we're gonna... Man, it's already passing through the village. Or north of the village. It's actually looking a little north. Beyond the village, though, if it's beyond the village, we can't really chase this anymore. Ooh, let's stop. I feel like we're getting just a little close. Remember, this particular tornado did have some pretty decent winds just behind it. Push cake sounds delicious. Oh, jeez. Thank goodness Krista isn't here to comment. Or if Krista is around, Krista's probably lurking. Definitely asking Krista about that next time. Oh, jeez. Oh, there's Krista. That's a good way to get Krista here quickly.
Did you like that?
There's your Krista hug. Well, now Krista knows. So, this tornado, the hook is currently... This is pretty close to out of bounds right now. I think it's here. Hold on. Judging by the angle that I'm looking at right now... Oh, I think it moved up the hook. Having a good day so far. Eating some snacks. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, Krista hugs are pretty cozy. You get awfully close. And you know what? I think that's actually a pretty accurate hug. She's tall. Krista's pretty tall. Yeah, a lot of my characters are really tall. But Sectoral is even taller than Krista. Quite notably. Well, let's not get any last-minute vehicle damage by running into a fence now. I think I'm going to change the tracking just for Outbrk streams to the lighter one, because I'm lagging quite a bit. Well, my character's lagging. The game's not lagging, actually. The game's actually performing pretty well. Anyone's tall compared to me. 5 feet. I do have a few characters, though, that are more in the 5-foot range. Dimenda's the same height as Krista. There's reasons for that. Dimenda's Krista's parallel, so they're going to be the same height. The sectoral leader is really tall, but his species is also really tall. So that explains that. But sectoral leader's first form is, I think, exactly 6 feet, or just a touch over 6 feet, something like that. A whole 152 centimeters. Ah. 1.5 meters. That's still decent. That's still pretty decent height. Remember, I've played a lot of Final Fantasy XIV, in which the people I party with are almost all Lalafels, making my character seem like a tower. Lalafels that are extremely powerful. Oh my goodness. Actually, the best part about being closer to like the modest heights or like within the 5-foot range, it's easier if you want to put a character sort of representing your height in. It's actually way easier to do because chances are you'll actually find a
Please stop.
species that has your height range in it. Level LFL party. Yeah. Yeah, more often than not, we end up in parties of 4 to 7. Sometimes, on rare occasion, we get 8 people. It's usually 6 or 7 Lalafels and then me. The sectoral leader is like the one person who's not a Lalafel. And the only reason I never make him one is because canonically, he never really takes on the shorter forms. Whew, thank you so much for the water. I appreciate it. If anybody else hasn't gotten water in a while, then I highly recommend it. What is our community anyways? That actually makes me curious on what our community is for some reason. How moist is it here? Well, it'd help if I weather. There we go. So, I think I have a link on my Twitch About page, but there is a subdomain that connects to my weather station's website. Now, again, my weather station's not really where I am. I operate that remotely for the most part, except for physical maintenance. I need to go over there in person, and any software problems that cause me to not be able to change it remotely. And that also causes an extra visit over there. But aside from that, yeah, I believe it's like West Edmonton-ish, sort of, as where it is. Easier to be specific on that one. My location's never consistent, so I just go, hey, I'm in the Canadian prairies. But, yeah. As a kid, for some reason, I always made friends with the tallest people. One of my best friends at the time was 1.5 feet taller than me. You know, for some reason, the term gentle giant does seem to happen. It seems to happen often enough. Like, they're really tall, but, like, they're kind. Also, you know, the street advantage, of course. I live in not the best area. So, the height is really nice. It's actually easier to ignore shady people. But quite honestly, I mean, for me, height doesn't really determine whether I approach somebody or not. Everybody is difficult to approach to me because IRL, that's just how it works.
Here.
So I guess I'm 5'11", but everyone I socialize is usually shorter with me. Oh, it's interesting when we look back at our tendencies. It's like, wait a minute. The pattern recognition. It's always the short ones that hold the most rage. It really does seem that way. Like, those are the individuals you don't mess with. Lucky. Tush. Yes, Tush. So, between our two probes, we got over 10k. 265 kilometers an hour. Well, you know what? That's still pretty good. And that would be our second intercept that was 265 kilometers an hour. We need 300 in order to get our 8,500 bonus. But I don't think that tornado got to the strength where we could have gotten a 300 plus. It looked like it got awfully close to the probe that second time. Best photo score 201. Yeah, that was probably when I took a picture when I was a little closer than I should be. By the way, I like how the best picture here, you can see the little press F9 to report a problem in the screenshot. Best fungal cloud picture, 179. Okay. So we made 1,300, almost 1,400 off of that. That's a nice little boost. I just finished a year of the Dragon The Year of the Dragon Lego set almost took a year to build because laziness is a bitch. Oh my god. It was probably also like several thousand pieces. Oh my goodness. Those Lego sets, some of them, how much Lego is included in them? It's like it'd probably take me forever. The only reason I don't get jumped in shady towns is because I'm friendly to most people in the area that are the really dangerous ones. You know, I actually find, like, I worked in the shady area. I was kind to enough people that the occasional the occasional arse you come across, well, it's not you who puts them in your place. It's the other people in the area who put them in their place. Which, really nice. That is just in a nutshell, like, if you're nice enough to people in a neighborhood, like, kindness can serve as your protection too. They don't tend to harm you if you make them cookies. Oh, yeah. I think only the ones, like, really on something would be, like, the real dangers in that point. And I'm not talking on something, like, on something that, you know, a lot of people tend to be on. I'm talking about, like, the less healthy stuff. Yeah, it depends. We did, in the shady area that I used to work in, we did... Our standard that we've set is we can expect at least one intoxicated person to walk in per shift. At least. Usually we get 2. Rarely there's that one day where it's like, no intoxicated people came in. That's a interesting day. Unusual. What's the catch? If you're in Milwaukee, kindness only gets you so far. Yeah, so there's some other areas that, yeah, really gotta be careful. Milwaukee just announced to have a higher crime rate than Chicago. That's saying something, because Chicago has some real messed up stuff happen over there. Jeez. All right. I really like this contract down here. This is actually a challenging one. It's gotta be one of, like, the best ones that we've rolled. And sadly, I have classes there and have to walk. Ooh. Well, for anybody who's not familiar with walking in shady areas, I think a lot of us are familiar to some extent, but if you have to walk through a shady area, best way to do it, look at your destination. Don't bother looking at any people. Just, you've got a place to go, keep going. Best approach to take. Give people as little of an opportunity to interact with you as you can. We have a pretty shady area near here, so that's almost everyday practice for me whenever I go outside. Yeah, exactly. Don't make eye contact. All right, so we didn't get a 300, but you know what? How about we get a 300 this next chase here? I hope the next chase will be at least half as decent. Oh, I should have just stayed on the menu if I knew ads were just around the corner. That's fine. I guess I can show you the weather website for, like, just a moment on what it's reporting. I mean, you're going to see a little report in chat in just a little bit here anyways, because that's what I have posted during the ad break here. But also, we have a page. I'm going to wait until Outbreak loads before I change scenes. Otherwise, there's going to be, like, a whole bunch of lag with the scene changes here. Oh, shoot. Oh, hold on. One of my tabs also just changed here. I'm going to do a check here. Okay, I see a few really cool people I really should be dropping a lurk in. So I'm just going to update my lurking tabs. Just a moment there. Excellent. They're still set to the volume I have everybody in. Rotate that tab out and go back to Stream Manager. There we go. It's really annoying that Twitch has the three tab lurk limit, really, because You get scenarios like today or like 75% of the time that I look at Twitch where I see more than 3 people that I really want to have a lurk in, but annoying limit. All right, what are we in for? We got that lovely glitchy looking area up here. Again, I don't think I've ever seen an IRL radar have this weird appearance here. Hold on. One of the tabs is too loud even at 1%, so I'm just going to make an adjustment there. Normally, I wouldn't. Because normally there was, you know, the common rumor 0% doesn't count you as a viewer. But again, Twitch debunked that during their last patch notes. And they've probably debunked it before. So I'm going to take I guess I'm going to take their word for it. I don't know. Twitch is always messing around with things. It always breaks the viewer count, but I mean, I have the viewer count off. I don't care about the viewer count. I'm focused on having a lot of fun. This scenario, on the other hand, doesn't look like a lot of fun right now. The rotation is broad. The storms are all over the place. There's no real supercell structure. This is like a cluster of severe cells rather than a supercell. I may keep an eye on this particular area. We could get something developing out of that. But anywho, we are currently in the middle of ads, so I'm just going to bring us over here. So the weather website that I'm talking about, it's accessible and all that good stuff. And yeah, it shows my instruments and what they're reading. Honestly, I should just have a picture of the weather station itself somewhere in here, but well, you know what? I don't know if I'm doing it in September or October, but I will be doing physical station maintenance at some point. Fall maintenance, making sure that nothing's in there. In the weather instruments and all that. I guess that'd be a good opportunity to finally get a picture of my personal weather station. I haven't taken a picture in a long time of it. I've got pictures of before assembly, and then I didn't take a picture of after assembly for some reason. Yes, take a picture of before and don't take a picture of after. I think that was close to the time we were doing moving though, so I'm just gonna say probably my brain being scattered. But yeah, we got this here. Hold on, let me hit refresh. You could already see the information in chat as well. So we got 26.4. You got that reading right here. You've got your dew point of 9.3, which is right here. I should just put in brackets what percentage that is, but that's fine. Winds of 5. That's your average wind right there. And gusts of 13 kilometers an hour right there. In chat, though, you can see the imperial conversions. I do have those in brackets. They run through the math function. I'm actually thinking of making that a quick function so that I might be able to utilize that for more things. Because honestly, yeah, I could just, the variable macro could be like 2F or something like that, and then I could just feed in the variable from my weather station in Celsius, and it'll auto-convert, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, you got that. Something that is not displayed in chat, though, is the barometric pressure, which is 1,006.4 millibars. I do things in millibars. The aviation industry does things in millibars. Sort of. To some extent. Altimeter setting is still in inches of mercury, so keep that in mind in the aviation industry. But when you're looking at weather charts in that, they do it... Well, Nav Canada does it in millibars. I think the US side. What bloody company even controls aviation traffic down in the US anymore? Aren't they going through some sort of dumb nonsense of privatizing it? Which would explain why there's been a drastic increase in aircraft-related incidents? Nobody? All right. Well, another reason not to fly down to the U.S. Jeez. ChatGPT at this point may as well be. Oh my goodness. What the heck? I think formerly it was the Federal Aviation Administration or something like that, the FAA. Which, by the way, back then there was next to no aircraft incidents. Back when it was controlled by the government. And now it's changed to private. Look at all these incidents. Oh, can't be a coincidence, can it? You aren't doing too good right now. I'm trying to ask why, but then I'm looking at who's in charge of the US, and I'm like, oh, right. I guess that's a question. There's no point in asking that question. Don't ask questions if you already know the answer to it. I'm going to leave it at that. But, oh, dear. I mean, when things were monitored and controlled, there was less accidents. When it was the Federal Aviation Administration, there was a lot less commercial incidents. I should be specific here. Commercial incidents. For private incidents, you still had you still had incidents there, but that's hard to avoid. There's a ton of private flights out there. But like at least the commercial incidents were being kept to a minimum. Oh my dear goodness. Now with the practices now and the fact that airlines are also getting worse. Air Canada is a really good example of that, treating their employees like crap and paying them below federal minimum wage. Yeah. I already said I'd never fly Air Canada anymore anyways. Air Canada's just been treating their workers like crap. First their pilots. Actually, you know what? I think it was their flight attendants, then their pilots, then back to their flight attendants. That's what the current one is. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they did pilots again. Even though that's a really dumb decision to make. Pilots are the ones who move the aircraft around. But messing with flight attendants... Honestly, I think both are equally just as bad. Alright, we do have a little bit of organization going on over here. The rotation's looking very broad. What are our parameters right now? We got energy. The energy's looking amazing down south there. But those storm structures also don't look supportive right now. This storm near Bakersville does look like it could turn this up a decent, but it needs organization. Oh, apparently if we just sit here, we could get something from this. Now, what is this little storm doing? The rotation's looking a little broad. What does it look like on this frame? Okay. Still looks broad. We do have a consistent hook echo. It's just a little broad here, so I'm not sure if we're really going to get much out of this. Countries suck. Yeah. We're still on the station page. Oh. We are indeed. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, what the heck? Oh. You know what? The Bakersville one's actually looking a little better now. I think we might go for the Bakersville one. It also looks like it might be a little troublesome to approach. It is possible we could get two tornadoes at the same time too, so I guess we'll see where this ultimately goes. Rotations... So broad. Like, look at there's no focus on any of these storms. Oh my... Do we have an east to west? We have an east to west, but there's no hook echo. I love east to west storms. Sorry, west to east. Why do I keep saying east to west? I don't know. They're west to east storms. They're west storms. It looks like it's trying, though. We're going to get a lot of tornadoes spawning and despawning, though, if it's going to keep behaving like this. If we get anything. Start engine. Get back into the vehicle. Definitely need the headlights right away here. Antenna. And we'll leave it at that. So good about west storms. They're easier to track. They're much easier to track. And almost always, in the majority of scenarios, you can count on the south side of the storm being the area that spawns the tornado. Usually where the hook echo is, usually where the rotation is, usually where you'll see your wall cloud. Now we really need to go down towards the road. We need to go the correct direction, first of all. It looks like we got a bit of rotation picking up in 2 different spots. Also, we're probably going to run into a little bit of hail on our way here. Pretty close to a hail core, which would explain why it's so dark. Although, in a scenario like this, you'd probably see some green in the sky too, depending on how much sunlight is getting through. You know, that's a change they could make in the near future. These tilted power lines always make me think there was a tornado nearby, but they're just like that. Okay, I see. I spy with my little eyes. Nothing. Oh, I do spot a really nice looking hook echo. Oh, look at that. The east to west storm is producing something. Off of... not a hook echo. Okay. That's just old... that's just old country power lines. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Also, if this forms a tornado, I have a feeling it's going to be moving really slow. We're going to advance south a little. Like, I think 2 power line poles should be sufficient enough. It's still looking really dark. I still spy with my little eyes. Absolutely nothing. Rain walls. Also, there's a lot of lightning here. Oh my goodness. Rotation? Still broad. This rotation looks organized now. But are we sure that's going to stay? That's my problem. That's my problem with this one. There's no hook echo. Oh. There's a notch though. That's something I'm looking for in a storm structure. Okay, so we got these ones, which are sort of lame so far. The one behind it that has no energy to work off of. So this one's probably going to struggle. What's this one working off of? Okay. If it keeps going from west to east, we might still get something out of it. Ooh, a rotation sort of tripping a little. Also, that's gaining a little bit more of a northerly travel on it. Yeah, this here is looking a little lame. This storm here is failing. And this storm over here is thriving pretty nicely. Its rotation still looks terrible, though, so... it might lift. This is traveling slow. I might actually be able to, like, head over to Westport and have a chance at intercepting this. I'll be lurking, gonna play some Slime Ranchers, have a lot of fun, Hemlock. Have lots of fun. Ranching those slimes. I'm sticking around this storm, but it's probably gonna wait until I leave for the other storm before it starts producing something, so... okay. Okay. Amen. Well, in the long term, if it persists, we're pretty close to a good intercept spot, but we're going to be waiting a little while. Also, that's assuming that the energy distribution gets pulled up. We got some storms eating up energy over here. Oh, what do we have here? And what are you doing? Okay. A little bit of something. This is looking good for now. If this storm catches up, though, it might restructure. We're getting a little bit of focus over here. Alright, and where are you moving as you struggle to produce anything interesting? You are moving sort of towards Grasslands Park. Sort of. Oh, we did stick around long enough, it turns out. We're going to have to get ahead of this. This might start producing pretty soon. I'm suspecting down here. Yep, I'm suspecting down here. Okay, so where are you off to? You were off to this way. Sort of. Alright, so we want to keep traveling south. We're going to travel down this road until we've got a gravel road to our left side. Means it's time for us to get ahead of this storm, too. Well, we did wait around long enough, so... like, this storm has energy to utilize, so I have some degree of faith in this storm. So let's hope it actually does pull off something. The storm behind it, on the other hand, I don't think that one's going to be doing so well. And then that west to east storm. I don't know. That's a very weird storm. Doesn't look like it has a sustainable structure for tornadoes, so we'll see. Oh, stay on the road. Stay on the road. Now, I find it funny that some storms have a whole bunch of lightning on their backside. It's like these storms have electrical butts or something like that. It's like the butt of the thunderstorm is the flashiest or something like that. I don't know. The butt of a thunderstorm. Okay, gravel road should be our next left turn. And thanks to the hill, we can actually see it well ahead of time. Thundertush. Exactly. The butt of a thunderstorm, exactly. And yeah, you seem to see a lot more lightning from over there. Lightning is one of my favorite components of a thunderstorm, so I guess thunderstorms have pretty nice looking butts. Electric butts is crazy. Electrifying. Wait, how far north did I place this marker? Oh, don't get me, stop sign. It slapped me. It slapped me. That's another stop sign that has slapped me and not damaged my vehicle at all. That's what I mean by the stop sign slapping you. And that is how you know Chad is still listening. So it's just shocking and calls you out. That's an observation I've noticed with thunderstorms themselves. It's usually as a thunderstorm leaves, you get to see all the lightning. Although that might also be attributed to the fact that, well, the sun's being blocked out more easily, so you're able to see the lightning more easily. But I mean, what about late day thunderstorms? There is nothing happening here. There is definitely something happening there, though. That might be turning into shear, though, unfortunately. It's not close enough. Darn. When you say but, of course, it's giving my attention. I mean, when you look at the structure of a thunderstorm, it's like, well, yeah, I'd say a thunderstorm has a butt. Are we going to be stopping by the lone tree here? Is that where our marker is? Not quite. Not quite. The lean-in lone tree. We have still nothing happening. I would say this storm is very lightning intensive right now. Really? Really? This is the structure we're dealing with? These storms need to get it together. So what I'm chasing right now is just a waste of time? Ah, okay, this does not surprise me. Even off of broad rotation, it still managed to form a tornado because the energy levels here are absolutely ridiculous. This is tons of energy right here, right into the purple, light purple. And this is, workable, but not very much. And then you got blue, your much less available energy. Lightning is the best part in any storm, in my opinion. It really is. And of course, I'm a big fan of the thunder that follows. Very unique thunder. And sometimes thunderstorms do produce that stock thunder sound effect, but it's rare. Yeah, that thunder that you just heard in your left ears. That stock thunder sound effect. Wow, this storm is just becoming a shear line. I see. whole lot of nothing. Oh, the rotation's improving on this particular storm. Oh, look at that nice, gorgeous looking hook. I am prepared to abandon this terrible quality storm here that's not giving us our tornado in favor of this really nice looking storm. That is such a clear hook echo. Oh, you know what I should be checking in storms like this where it looks like there's a hook echo? I should be checking the winds. Huh. That might be one of the reasons why we're not getting anything out of this. No upper level support. Alright, where is this one moving towards? It's in a high energy environment, so I fancy chasing this one. I think we're going to head for this road here. It might go across some of the grid land, but I think it's going to miss the grid land. The way to get there looks a little annoying. Okay. So I gotta travel through Bakerville. Alright. Well, I'm done dealing with this particular storm. It looks like it has no upper level support at all, so we're just going to go after the other one. The other one has a very clear hook echo, tons of energy to work with, and the rotation is organizing more and more as we speak. It looks like we got ourselves a northeast storm, the storm that we're going after. That is its direction of travel. Oh, hold on. We're about to run off the road. Back onto the road we go. Now, if you ever wonder what part of the storm a tornado is, that is a question that we don't answer. Don't worry about it. I mean, although a lot of people talk about tornadoes in the curves, so I guess maybe the tornado is a leg, actually. The leg. The thigh. Something like that. Let's not take a detour off the road. I would like to maintain my 184 kilometers an hour. Safe driving at its finest. I mean, in Germany on a certain highway, it's actually valid if your vehicle can handle maintaining those speeds for that long. Better top off the coolant if you're going down a highway at that speed for a long period of time. All right, Bakerville. We're just gonna cut the corner here. I should check if our pizza place has a discount weekend going on. They do those from time to time, and when they do those, it's like 50% off all pizzas. Oh, hold on. Am I just gonna miss turns? Just missing turns. I would like to turn here. Please and thank you. I mean, if you were relying on landmarks right now, yes, I can see a lot of things right now. Rain curtain right now. That's the landmark you get to see. Rain curtain with hail. Oop, that's a fence. Hello, fence. I guess we'll travel beside the fence until it goes away. Yes, because a fence makes sense going this far down, but then there's no fence back there at all on that side of the road. One of these days, there'll be a revision of the map, I'm sure of it. They need something to go off of to begin with. And that is this map. And its weird partial fences. It's gotta be one of the longest fences, though. Okay, so we gotta go down, ignore the first gravel road. Second half gravel road, that's when we take our turn. And then we gotta take a turn off onto a sub road after that. So, not this left, the next left. You know, I used to have music playing from time to time here. But now it's like, no. So I'm glad I separated the reaction to Nintendo Direct yesterday from Wario Land 3. There's always the chance of it happening, but, you know, copyright and all that nonsense. Which, again, it doesn't really do anything to me because that's not a monetized channel. I don't do YouTube for monetization. They look for any excuse to take away monetization. That's YouTube for you. This is the sub road we're looking for, so we're getting off on this sub road. Yeah, if you want to make money off of YouTube, it's the answer to making money on YouTube is you don't. They find any excuse to demonetize your videos. You know, say a bad word within the first 5 minutes or something like that. Say, nah. Although, didn't they back off of that at some point? Okay, now the tornado warning has gone into the region that we're at, but the area I suspect the tornado is at is roughly here, so we should still have time to get to where we need to go. We don't have nearly as much time as we had previously, though. We still got a really good hook echo. Let me check the rotation, too. Oh my goodness, that rotation is gorgeous. Alright, we're about to encounter the swervy part of the road. Once we get past this intersection here. Wouldn't surprise me if there was barricades for no reason, too. No, we're good on that. Ooh. Don't like it when lag suddenly kicks in like that. The trick for making money on YouTube is to get big enough. That if your fan base complains, it affects them. Yeah. And YouTube, they don't really consider you making it big until you hit like 1 million subscribers over there. That's like one of the big milestones. I believe they do give you a some sort of a nod for hitting 100,000 too, but 1 million's like the really big one. Wow, I can see curtain. That is what I get to see. We'll get a view of it pretty soon. I'm going to go off of velocity here, though. Here comes an update. Okay, so the tornado is roughly here-ish right now. You better not turn north. I swear, you better not turn north. I don't want none of this dumb north nonsense. We're not doing this. I don't think it's going to travel north too much. I think that's just a temporary direction change. It needs to stay within its hook, otherwise it doesn't really make much sense. I do think we need to go north of where we are, though. Which is incredibly annoying, because guess what that means? That means we don't get a view of what's coming at us. We get rain curtain until it's here. So that's going to be fun. Are we sure we should be going this far north? I guess I placed a marker up here because it did a slight shift. But I don't think it's going to be going too much further north. If it wants to stay a tornado, that is. Get too far into the storm and you're not going to get much out of it. Let's see. Nope. Can't tell. Where's my wall cloud pictures? Why do wall clouds not exist? Why must they not exist? It's jumping. Heads up, it is jumping. We need to go back to where we formerly were because it jumps. Or it will jump. Is that at least out of the... It is out of the hail core. We might actually get to see what's coming at us now that it's doing that. Not sure how much time we're going to have to intercept this. I guess we'll find out soon. Okay, we're about to drive out of the hail core. Stop. We're too far south now. Tornado warning has ended for now. I'm noticing the rotation has jumped, so I don't think that's gonna stay. I don't think it's gonna stay that way. We might need to travel even further south. Can this rain curtain? Oh, all right. Everybody's getting a Krista hug. Time for a hug.
Did you like that?
There we go, everybody. Enjoy your Krista hug. SLdr, welcome on in. Good to see you. Hope you're having a lovely time zone. That is such a good way to hug everybody. Yep. Plenty booba. Or as Krista likes to call them, pillows. And where is the rotation? Can this storm actually be helpful? You know what? delete this scenario. This scenario sucks. I don't like it. I was chasing a rotation signature that didn't amount to anything over there, and now we come down here and all of a sudden this one isn't doing anything. It's like going into a house in Phasmo and the house isn't haunted, the ghost isn't doing anything. Like that. Just like chasing after tornadoes that don't exist. That's a power line. I thought that was something. Just got back from taking the kiddo to a movie. Ooh, fantastic. I'm glad doing good so far. It's watching a movie and now you get to just chill, hopefully. Sounds like a pretty good arrangement. Have we gotten anything off of this scenario, or is this scenario just here to waste my time? We do have a rotation signature trying to kick back up again here, so... Lovely. Which means I'm going to be chasing things that don't exist again. We can head down here, but, I don't know. Get out of this hail core, at least. This hail core is not doing anything useful for us. Down here to the main road. See if we could actually intercept something over here, I guess. The road network here is not the best, though, so we'll see what we can get out of this. Oh, good. I'm glad that fence is on the other side. Oh, we're getting some hail that inflicts vehicle damage. That's what we're getting. And the velocity's fizzling out again. Neat. Lovely. This storm here has just become it's bowing. It is a bow line right now. Probably a lot of wind behind it then. Yeah, that's starting to look like a bow line to me. And this one does still have rotation going on in it, but I don't know. If this storm does anything that's actually worth documenting. Looks like it is deciding that it wants to go this way, which means I need to navigate the awful road network and go over here. By the way, one of these years we'll get the broken window achievement. I have a feeling I'm going to need to be in an area in which it is hailing, and I'll have to be sort of close but not dangerously close to a tornado. And that combination will have to happen in order for a window to break. Leaves vehicle in path of tornado, runs away from path of tornado. Get window break just from having your vehicle get picked up while you're safely somewhere else. I wonder if that's a valid way, actually. I think it'd be extremely difficult to do because you move way slower than a vehicle does. All right, tornado, you can respawn now because now I'm far enough away from you, right? So now you can safely respawn. Just driving through somebody's backyard. Don't worry about it. Drive by these benches here. Oh, we are driving through a Ah. The clustered hail core, I see. Alright, so we head south from here. Excellent. That's the kind of corner drifting I want to do. Okay, and then we head down a little. Come across our marker, and then hope that we actually get something from this storm this time. Okay. Storm's still got energy from the south it can pick up on. Winds. Eh. Oh! We got a little at the 500 millibar layer. And this one I can never tell. I can never tell with the 850 millibar. So we got a little bit of upper level support. It's not strong, but it's there. Alright, where are you moving? Little broad. Really can't tell where it's actually going. Well, if it drives just south of the highway here, we shouldn't be in this annoying hail core. Rain/hail core. This is a pretty underwhelming scenario. Just gonna say, not very, this is not a very impressive, pace we've had so far. I mean, the lack of wall clouds all alone are pretty annoying. What's this one-sided rotation? Can I get some opposing value? We've had a hook echo for how long? Come on, Storm, get yourself together. You got a trigger you can ride along of, so let's go. Let's-a go. Let's-a go. We're about to get an update. Neat. Neato. Now, can we actually get a tornado? Because this scenario is just like sitting here producing 0 tornadoes across the entire map. If this is one of the newer scenarios, I think we can just go back to some of the older scenarios where there's actually wall clouds. Nothing's happening. Nothing. There's rotation. It's not overly focused, but there is some degree of rotation. And there is just nothing happening in the sky. I will leave this, Chase. I will leave this chase. This chase is irritating me a lot. There's like nothing happening. Clear hook echo, rotations, been there enough. At least give a funnel cloud that, I don't know, maybe a funnel cloud that doesn't connect. Like, really? Oh, what's going on over here? This storm has become more interesting. It's operating off of 0 energy, but it looks more interesting than this storm, so. Oh, look at that. I moved in just in time. Just some hail. Nothing to see here. On the other hand, we'll see what this storm decides to do. We're about to get an update. Yeah, the rotation here is just not focusing at all. This rotation's getting broad too. Cool. You know what? This is what I say to this scenario. Goodbye. We've wasted how much time to get nothing? I'm done with that scenario. That scenario can kiss my arse. We are going to run a scenario that's not garbage. Yeah, at least, you know, it could get something to make up for the expenses that were already inflicted. Nah. Oh, here. Get over here, water. That's why I keep a lid on my water. Now, face tracking. I'm going to change this to the light one. I think the light one was what I was using earlier. There we go. Now at least my character will look smooth for a little bit. Feels good to lay down. Oh, heck yeah. Always nice to have that opportunity. All right. So previous scenario was just it just existed to waste our time. We're going to do this chase. Hopefully this is a good chase because I do plan on changing to nukes pretty soon here, so. And for nukes, I'll have to get my controller back and connected. Because I somehow have an easier time using controller. Yeah. That might be a nukes thing, though. With Phasmo, it doesn't matter whether I use controller or keyboard. I have a terrible time with their controls. And I think it's because the use button is inconsistent between items. Like, that's one of the really big factors that's annoying. And then there's use and place, which are different controls, but you can only place some things and other things are use, and yeah, it's just... I don't know. I don't get it. I think the controls just need to be, like, standardized or something. Like, this button will always do this category of action or something like that. Okay, so right now we have a seahorse? It's like the head of it. And... no, wait a minute. Oh, no, seahorses don't have, like, thick tails, do they? No. Some sort of water creature with a, I don't know, some sort of dress-like structure behind them. There's a sea creature like that, but I just can't think of what name it is. You know what? We'll just say it's a sea dragon. we started with the Sea Dragon. There's 0 rotation. Nothing has really, Oh, great. It's one of these scenarios. Cool. We're going to be sitting here for a long time because we got this happening. Yeah, try to make the buttons standard. Everything has a use and sometimes a placement. Sometimes it turns on an object, but the button's the same. I appreciate the button being the same. My goodness. Faz has this unique set of controls here. They're unique in a way that I can't adapt to them, regardless of what controller scheme I use. I've had a really difficult time trying to use the controls there. Change the keybinds? Nope, doesn't seem to solve the issue. Again, the use button is inconsistent, so if I change the keybind, well, it'll still be inconsistent. I don't like it when the storms do this in a scenario, because then you have to wait a while for the storms to fix themselves. What do we have for energy anyways? It looks like the south area looks better. The north area, not too good. Dew points are all right. You can tell these storms are developing. Look at the differences in the 500 millibar winds there. And surface winds, there's like barely anything on there. Or sorry, not surface, close to surface. 850 millibars is still a little decent ways up. Okay, energy's being used. We should see some organization pretty soon here. Look at how this forms. Like, this does not make any sense. When they do the next wave of realistic weather and all of that, I really hope they do address this. Because you don't get giant cluster just suddenly there like this. It usually, like, bubbles up. It's usually, like, storms spawn here, 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 here. And then they start interacting with each other. It doesn't do this weird whatever this is supposed to be called. And it also does not do the rib cage effect like we've seen the previous scenario there. There's no rib cage effect that's seen on reflectivity. You do get those clouds with that kind of pattern, but they do not appear in reflectivity because Altocumulus clouds don't produce rain. They don't usually produce rain. Now, we do have a little bit of structure forming in this particular storm here, so we're starting to get a bit of interest. There's even a little bit of broad rotation, so if we got some focus on this, then we'll have ads just waiting to interrupt us. Of course we got ads ready to interrupt us. That's just how it works. Hey, during the ads, I'll just have, we'll just, trail mix it up. That looks like a hook echo forming. This is a good, storm chasing food, though. Bring your bag of trail mix along. Bring a bunch of water, too, if it's, salty trail mix. You want to keep yourself hydrated. Unfortunately, RNG started me at Grasslands Park instead of here. Are we sure this is a west to east scenario? I'd love that. But I have a degree of doubt just because of the direction I'm seeing the storms going. Wow, that was good timing. We turned on the antenna and got a tornado warning immediately. Okay, so we're heading south until four-way intersection, and then we're taking a right turn. The ads have begun. We're on our way. We're on our way to the intercept point, so hopefully you'll still be good. You know what? I've never checked. I think the Oh. Oh, there's a stop sign there because of a grid road. I guess I could have just ignored that. I'm trying to think here. Does the CC work during ads? Probably not. I have no idea. If you're immune to ads, of course you're still going to be getting the CC. But anyone's subject to ads, I wonder. Get into CC of what the streamer is saying over top of the ads. The concept amuses me somewhat. You'll like get this ad about pizza, and then you see like the text of me blabbing underneath it. Screen will shrink too small for him to see it. Oh, okay. Darn. The idea of the CC displaying over the ads amuses me. Also, why do my hands look so, like, moist when I'm in the vehicle? Like, moist hands. Hey, you know where we're gonna need to intercept this? The place I refuse to intercept it. We're actually gonna go down a road. Or over a road, I should say. I'm not intercepting on that road north of Bakersville. That is such a dangerous road to intercept on. Instead, we're going to go here and reassess afterwards. I'm just dropping that pin there. I didn't really take a close look at the vectors. We're going to go there, and then we're going to see where we go from after we reach there. We should get there by roughly when the ads end, if I don't go off-road. I went off-road. What do you know? Everybody's free of ads. We are almost at our new intercept point. Well, actually, we didn't assign one in the first place. We just wanted to get closer. This is not a calculated one. I didn't take a look at where exactly the storm was moving. This is just a... We're moving over here, and then we're finding out. We just got a new frame here. Not the strongest rotation, but still doing something. It's still very much moving east. Let's take a look at where the hook's moving too, so we're not... Okay, okay. I'm getting similar impressions on that. Which is telling me this cone might be a little off. And we may want to aim over here. We are not intercepting here. I don't like that road. It is surrounded by tall hills. It is near impossible to see tornadoes until they're already on top of you. Some areas are fun to intercept in, others are definitely not. So we're going to move ourselves to roughly over here. Stop, 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 stop. I was sort of hoping to be able to see at least a little bit of it, but not yet. Still too far away. Overall, very much east. There might be a very slight south on it. Let's check the rotation. The rotation does not have a south on it. It is heading east. It's just outright heading east. It's actually very close to this road here. If there's actually a tornado there. What's our next frame showing? Okay. That might cause a little bit of direction change in where the tornado actually is. But it's still roughly where we'd expect it. It's continuing to advance this way. I'm hoping by the time it gets here, we'll get a new polygon, giving us a rough idea of where it's going. We got a little bit of winds going on over here. Some wind pockets. What are these tied to? Bit of hail, probably a little bit of downdraft too. Oh, there we go. We're starting to get a little bit of a... I'm getting the impression of a very slight southerly. A bit of a southerly drift, so we'll see. Weak rotation aloft. Can only tell on 500 millibar. We can stick here for now, but we might have to shift ourselves a little further. Well, southeast, technically, because this road does not go perfectly south. Okay, yeah. I'm starting to get a bit more of a impression that we're shifting a little further south. Go away, Hale. I don't get pictures. I don't get pictures for you, Hale. Have you found Thor? Might be close to here. Look at this lightning. It's just continuously going. Was continuously going. Never mind. Maybe Thor's not in this part of the storm. Well, what's happening ahead of this storm?
Stretch those shoulders.
Water!
So that might be asked. Thank you so much for the care package. 1, 2, 3. 3 bone pops, which never mind, 4. Which is standard. 3 or 4. Typically how much you get. And water. Hui. Excellent. Thank you so much for the care package. Oh, I don't like where in the storm it's located. The rotation's still going. Wait, what? Oh, kiss my arse. This thunderstorm sucks. I'm gonna ditch this. I have little patience for these scenarios. So if we're gonna get another one of these scenarios, I am done. I don't like scenarios that waste 45 minutes of your time to do this all the time. Oh yeah, now this rotation's becoming strong too. Uh-huh. And how fast are you moving? Are you even worth chasing? Maybe. At least it's on a, there is good road coverage here. The hook over here is looking a little lame, so I think I am going to change my focus to this particular storm. We're already pointing south, so let's just keep going down this road. Everybody else, if you haven't hydrated in a while, get some hydration going. Definitely good to keep that up. Help keep your body cooled down. It just got stronger on the map here. It keeps getting stronger with every frame. So we're just going to travel down this road. And we got a nice little road we can set up an intercept on. If we just stop going off the road, that would be wonderful. I'd love to maintain full speed ahead here. Imagine if they added vehicle maintenance into this. I'd be like, no. Cut that feature off. Eventually you have to change your tires and that costs. Eventually you have to change your wiper blades and that costs. It's like, no thanks. Too much realism. It's getting a little close. And it's looking a little further north now. I think we're going to have to modify that. But you know what? First, I want to see visual confirmation that there's actually a tornado there. Because if I'm chasing another imaginary tornado, this scenario, we're done. We're done with that scenario. I'm not dealing with more nonsense where the tornadoes keep jumping around. I don't see a tornado. Now I see a tornado. There it is. The heck is that one ahead? Is that a tornado ahead? That wouldn't make any sense. Nope. I think that's just a weird visual thing. Alright, where are you moving? I think you're too close to this road for me to actually get a good intercept, so... When we drive up here, we're probably going to get cut off by it, but... Well, that was probably vehicle damage. The stop sign is still standing. Yep, it's V-lining for, right for where we're going. Alright, we're going to politely wait for it to cross. And then we're going to try to set up our next interception point. Or we're going to set up another interception point. Here. If it even chooses to last that long. Wow, if I knew it was going to slow down like that, I would have gotten closer. Maybe even tried to place a probe at the edge of range. Keep in mind, it is heading south a little, so I'm not going to be, I think that's about as close as I want to get right now. There's our winds going to 55. $54. Why does it say the wind's coming from the west? Oh, I get... No, that makes sense. Never mind. Ooh, we're getting some nice hail damage here. Wonder if any of the hail was tossed around by the tornado itself. Alright, so now we gotta get ahead. We gotta get to our interception point. We actually have a thunderstorm risk tomorrow, I think. And it's associated with the temperature grade, so I'm wondering if we'll actually get something interesting. No, my luck it'll be when I'm not in the area. I travel tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Tomorrow's when we usually do our family meetup stuff. So yeah, probably traveling. Oh, for Pete's sakes, this better not be in trees. Alright, how about just before the trees we take a look? Oh, hello. I can't see you. I don't like that I can't see the ground of that. And it dissipated. Cool. We do have some organization. Let's see if we got any re-emergences. We got a potential re-emergence happening down here. Alright, and where are you traveling? You're sort of traveling like this way-ish. This is too close, so I think we're gonna aim for this road here. Makes sense that that one dissipated. Not really much of a hook going on over there anymore. There's not really much of a hook where the new rotation is either. But it could become a notch. Especially if that rotation keeps up, so. Oh, what do you know? We're back here. This is where we got our last EF5 intercept. Close to here. Okay, take our turn over here. Good thing I wasn't going any faster than that. Okay, we're heading over here, and we're going to take next left. Oh. Well, I think we had pretty good intuition on this. What do you know? It's a... Wait, what? What are you doing? I think that's the tornado changing its elevation. What the heck? That's not where I was expecting it to be, actually. What is this? What are you doing? Heading straight for here. Okay. Wait, no, 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 no. The debris cloud is changing direction. Just in case. And then we're going to travel down the south road, because I think the northern area has a higher chance of involving us. So we're just going to head down south here. Well, not where I expected to intercept a tornado, but fine. Looks like it just barely reached the probe, but I also didn't have much time to react. And again, I'm pretty sure it was north of where I placed the probe. Alright, I'm just going to give that a grab, and then we're going to head to the intercept point that I was originally heading to. If there's still rotation associated with that. There is no longer rotation associated with that. Alright, we're just going to chase whatever is already here then, I guess. Except it is in the mountains. It's in the mountains. I don't think I want to chase this anymore. Well, where are you heading towards? I guess. You know what? Sure. I guess. I think we gotta approach it from the other side of the road, though. Okay, back on the road. Also, I get the feeling our fuel gauge is gonna bother us while we're up there, so... Double confirm, triple confirm where it's going. Oh. Never mind. Look what it's doing. Look what it's doing. Yeah. What happened over there? Hey. Well then. Really? Okay, so we've got we wouldn't have made it there on time. I'm glad I didn't waste my time over there. Well, we got one small chase. 107, barely a tornado. Cool. That really did just barely hit the probe. 107 kilometers an hour. Is it not the minimum for an EF0? No, I don't want to see the version. It's It's 2 kilometers over the bare minimum for an EF0. So it just barely reached the probe. I could have stood beside that probe and not get pulled towards the tornado. Looks like a lot of the earnings we made. Well, we did make some earnings off of the probe data, but most of it was pictures and reported. Well, not the most exciting end into Outbrk, but that's fine.